Hi and welcome to War HQ. My name is Lucius. Today's video, what we're going to be doing is taking this nifty little Hot Wheels monster truck and we're going to be turning it into something a little bit more Gaslandy. Now, you might have seen the review video I did on some of these new tokens and things I've got from Creepy Hero Games based in US. I'm going to be trying to use a few of these things in this conversion on the truck. If you have a look at the truck itself, it's quite cool. Nice big wheelbase already, as you'd expect from a monster truck. I like this ute pickup sort of style. I thought that'd be cool. Now, I am wanting to do like a Cult of Flame kind of team, but I've got a war rig which I'm going to be working on soon too, which is going to be, it's a petrol tanker, and I was going to make it a Cult of Flame one. So I don't know if this is going to be another vehicle that goes with that, or this could be maybe something that could oppose that. So I don't know at the moment of its actual sponsor, but for the moment, I'll be using it as is. Now I've got some brass rod here. I might use some of this to make some custom pipes and stuff like that, or some custom blowers. Not sure at the moment, but I've got a lot of option here with weaponry. There is some, I did notice there's some little grates that fit on it quite well, like something like this fits just like really nifty, like sort of tapers to the model straight at the front of that as an easy style upgrade. Don't know so much about rams on monster trucks because obviously you're running over the vehicle that you hit. So, you know, I don't know about rams in particular, but what I would do is I'd probably soup this up with some like, you know, engine upgrades, maybe something like a 360, you know, turret mounted, well not a 360, but like even a rear mounted flamethrower, or I could do something on the roof. Bunch of options. I don't really know yet. I think what I'll do first is I'll design the car first with Gaslands and then upgrade it based on what I design it as. I do like some of these decals on this one, like the rooster there, so I think I might try and keep the rooster and then some of the original paint. I don't mind the paint color as well, so if I olden this up and I try and save this rooster on here maybe as a decal, that could be a good start. But yeah, for now, let's get started. First natural step with this build is what I did is I cut off the Hot Wheels logos there with just a normal Stanley knife, a hobby knife, and then just sanded it to make it a bit more smooth in effect, and took the car apart obviously. Now I've gone a bit of a different approach with the body. What I've done is I've actually roughed it up with sandpaper. What I'm going to be doing, so you can just see there, just to give it a bit of age and wear from rolling and stuff like that. I wanted to keep the colours and the actual decals. I quite like them on this car. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to matte varnish this, and then I'm going to try and age effect it so it looks like it's, you know, it's aged, but it still has the same paint job. And then I'll add additions to that as well. So like, you know, future additions from the original car, just to keep a bit of the colour, because like my other team is quite dark, so I wanted to go with something a little bit lighter in this build. So yeah, that's the next step. Okay, so after a little bit of painting and scuffing of this car, I've got the body to kind of where I want it. You can see here I've kept the original paint like I originally wanted, the decals. What I've done to achieve this effect is to use a bit of sandpaper, take off all those edges and scuff it up a bit, put some marks on it. And then I null oiled it. Then I individually went over it with just silver on those exposed pieces, and added a few other highlights of different colors, and just sort of not rust effects, but like brown sort of marks that have spotted over it to make it kind of look like it's you know, gone through the wars. Actually, it's pretty dinged up. And then finally went over it again with a diluted null oil solution. So that's the car body, and that's looking pretty not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to add obviously things to that. The internal bit, what I did is I just added a lot of sort of dirt effects, and you'll see in a second that this goes just to tie in with the wheels. Now the wheels themselves and this bottom chassis, I've just sort of grimed up, and I have sort of like a dirt effect. Just years of abuse without actually cleaning it, I guess. That's what I'm going for. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Yeah, so that's just the start of the painting process. thought with this one I'd actually get a lot of the painting done first before I did all the modifications, because I'm with this one, as I said before, what I'm planning to do is really have it close to its original, and then it's just been modified, and it's just the dings and crap that it's received from there. So this probably would have been a performance car, which would have done all the tricks of the trade back in the day, and they've just sort of found it and souped it up as a bit more of a wasteland car. So yeah, that's just where I'm going with that. So next step. Okay, moving on a little bit. We've made a little bit of progress here. Now I've decided to go with a couple of things. This just to start, let's have a look at the car itself. I haven't painted any of these upgrades, I've just put them on. So we've got a blower here, we've got like the little grill that I showed you at the front, like the ram. I've used wire both horizontally and vertically here to create sort of like this cage kind of effect, reinforcement for the front. I used half of the window, you can see down, or probably about a quarter of the window, I guess, cut off there just to make it a little bit higher to stop those little stray bullets coming through. Got some armor plating on the side windows, both sides. That's the car. Now, this next bit's a bit experimental. So what I've done is I've made this cage, because I decided what I wanted to go with this one was a 360 degrees rotating turret, but I wanted to have it as a harpoon. I thought that'd be quite cool. Don't know if this is going to work on this truck, but I've made this cool little rig here. So this was out of a Mini, actually, the cage from the inside of a Mini. And I took that and I've sort of armored it a little bit. You can see there's a seat for a driver. My idea here is the harpoon will come off here and it'll be able to rotate 360. I've made a reinforced base down here for it and solidified it a little bit. But as you can see, this thing fits on top and it also rotates. So it's pretty cool that it rotates around. Not sure, it's probably going to go somewhere like here. I don't know if it's too big for the model or not, but I will see what it looks like. I mean, it might look a bit ridiculous, not sure, but it's Gaslands, hey, it's not Autobahn. So yeah, something like that, some crazed mofo up there with a harpoon, which has a 360 degree rotation on it. Let's see how it goes, I reckon. So if you've stayed with me this far, then congratulations, you are a grown adult that plays with toys and makes completely insane things like this thing. So as you can see, what I've done here with the turret, it's going to be a 360 rotating harpoon turret. Of course, I couldn't just make a little harpoon which sat on top of the roof like I've seen. I had to go one step further, didn't I? Okay, so I haven't painted all this. You saw the cage before, but it's got like a little rope spool on the side here that you can see. I've actually got rope feeding out of the back of what is the inside of a pen is the tube for this turret launcher. I've got a little gas cylinder under that, and the harpoon itself I made out of a nail which I flattened out and ground down to be like an arrow kind of shape. So it basically goes through the metal of the car and pull it back and it sticks. And yeah, as you can see in there, I even have the rope. You might not be able to see it in there at the moment. Focus is failing me. But there is a rope there that goes to this spool down here as well. Now I've just got to paint all this now and pretty much, yeah, do the finishing touches on it. But I don't know. I quite like the harpoon turret. It's pretty overkill. Probably look better on a war rig. I mean, I suppose I could use it that way. But let's get on and paint it and just see how this looks, eh? Well, if you've made it this far, you're as crazy as I am, obviously. And what you're going to see here is the finished product. Fairly happy with how it came out, actually. A bit of paint on it, it really brings the scale down of that turret a little bit. Makes it a bit more viable. You can see here, I'll zoom in, the turret itself is come out quite cool. Use some brass elements. You can see the turning here. I don't have a guy to pilot it, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, you get the idea anyway. It's 360, it turns really well, fits on the back of the truck, nothing sort of obscures it. These metal plates here, you can see I've sort of roughed up, made a little bit rusty. like the rest of the truck. But yeah, overall she's pretty aggressive looking. What I went with is obviously the 360 turret, armour plates, and and just some other crew upgrades as well. I think steel nets, crew with steel nets as well, so it makes for quite a cool looking car. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you stuck with me this far, thank you very much, and please like, subscribe, comment to our work, and as usual, I'm Lucius, and I am signing out.